got to say?
I've got to say, happy St David's Day to you, Porky. Have a very nice evening because it's
I'm
Wales'
lost, I'm
national
not Welsh.
day. I haven't brought you any daffodils, though.
I'm not Welsh.
Yes, you are Welsh.
Hello, boy, I'm not Welsh.
You're from the Welsh border, right? You used to live in Cheshire.
Nine.
Right? You're not German either.
I'm telling you.
Are you Irish then?
No, I'm not Irish, but
Brendan Rodgers.
we are going to be talking about an Irish person in the show tonight. I'm telling you.
Brendan Rodgers is back in the Premier League.
He certainly is.
Celtic fans are not very happy about it.
They're not very happy about it. He left in such a mad rush. He left the telly on, left the front door open as his car whoosh.
Is it like the Mary Celeste up there?
Like the Mary Celeste. He
Right.
shot down the M1 to Leicester. All that and much, much more tonight. What's the show called?
The show's called The Two Mics. It's on talkSPORT. It's at 10 o'clock.
That's
There'll
right.
also be lots of winners and losers.
Yes.
Casey Keller's going to be on because we're also going to ask the question, is Bielsa
Casey
still
Keller.
spying on the enemy? Did he spy on West Brom before he won the game tonight? We're finding out.
He's a good man.
Always nice to hear a bit of Pink Floyd. What a great album that is, Dark Side of the Moon.
Do you know, I'm
Money.
I'm not really that familiar with it. Was the...
Do you not have it?
No. You know the Another Brick in the Wall? Did that come off this album as well?
No, that's The Wall.
That's The Wall, is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a double album.
But anyway, look, the reason we're playing that is because that Dark Side of the Moon, I mean, literally created records which have never been beaten for Pink Floyd. It was on this day, 1973, that it came out. Started its record-breaking run at the top of the charts.
Yeah.
Not just in this country, but in the United States. What do they call that magazine in the United States?
Billboard.
Billboard.
Yeah.
It was in the Billboard chart for 14 years.
Amazing.
14 years without a break.
I mean, they must have made so much money off of that.
Well, presumably, yeah. And then they split up, didn't they? Not just split up, but I mean, all fell out with each other, didn't they?
They sort of did. I mean, they were one of those very, very kind of curious bands that didn't make singles, really.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If you try and find a single that Pink Floyd made, there's
they did make Brick in the Wall, didn't they? All in all, it's just another brick in the wall.
One of the few singles I think they ever published. I'm not sure if they published a single off of Dark Side of the Moon.
No.
And they had See Emily Play, which was one of their earlier.
I didn't know that was Pink Floyd.
Yeah, that was when they had the Syd Barrett kind of years, right? And they were a kind of psychedelic band, an awful lot of their time. And famously, they did a concert in Pompeii, which, if you look around on YouTube, you might
find. Pompeii, the ruins, you mean?
There's only one Pompeii.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the same as Portsmouth. They didn't go to Portsmouth. They went to Pompeii. Yeah. And they played in this sort of amphitheatre there.
Oh yeah.
Very much
surprised that the noise of their music didn't shatter the fragility of the Pompeii ruins.
No, well, they were just a very kind of one of those sort of prog rock, very intellectual sort of British bands. And then they all did a bit of, funnily enough, I think it was Roger Waters who ended up being managed by our friend Pete Rudd. Do you know Pete Rudd in America?
Right. Yeah.
Because he invited us down.
Road manager,
he invited us down to Madison Square Garden, was Roger Waters was doing a show.
Oh yeah.
On his own. Right. Because Mason and Waters all did solo stuff. And he said, "Oh yeah, it'd be great."
Isn't it, to go off on his own, do a show? Eh?
Well, people do it, you know. I mean, you're doing that, aren't you?
What?
How's that going, by the way?
Well, it's sold out. And it was oversubscribed 5 times the ticket. So
5 times, you sure?
Yeah, certainly.
Well, why don't you do 5 shows then?
Well, I do. But
here's the thing. So he said, "Why don't you come?" He said, "Why don't you come backstage?" And I remember sitting in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
The people in front of me were smoking a crack pipe.
So
this horrendous this horrendous kind of odour was coming back into the and it's horrible crack. I mean, it really is not nice. And you don't want to smell it. It's not like you want to get anywhere near it.
Well, I mean, they must have been off their heads then, when they wreck in the theatre.
Well, no, they were just sitting there,
carried out, with the screaming abdabs.
No, they weren't. No, they were on the support band. Yeah. No, so we went backstage, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Roger will be along soon." It was one of these ridiculous scenes. Where Roger Waters has no idea who I am.
And you're all queued up outside his dressing room.
I was standing literally in a corridor with my then girlfriend. I don't know if we were married.
Yeah.
And so he kind of rushed past us, and with Pete, Pete said, "Oh, Pete, Roger, I just want you to meet a friend of mine, Mike Graham." And he just sort of stuck his hand out and kept walking.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of highly embarrassing for everybody.
And say hello or anything like that.
No, well, why would he?
No.
You know.
Now, over the years, when you've been in your cups, you told me a story about Dark Side of the Moon, the LP, which is in your collection.
I've got it, yeah. I've got it in
yeah.
America. When I was in America, yeah.
You got it in America.
Yeah, I've got, because a lot of my albums I've got from different parts of the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some of them are European.
How much did you pay for Dark Side of the Moon? How much in dollars?
I bought it in the 70s.
In the 70s, yeah. So that wasn't when you went to work there then? What were you doing?
No, I was on a school trip. When I was 15, I spent my 15th birthday actually in Monument Valley.
Right.
We talked about John Wayne earlier. That's where they shot Stagecoach. Very famous scenes.
Now,
and we were on a school trip. It was me and it was about 4 teachers and about sort of 15 kids. And we had 2 station wagons, drove across America. It was very exciting.
Yeah. But you can't remember how much you paid for it?
Well, of course not. It was only 75. You know how many years ago that is?
Okay, I'm just getting a forensic sort of case to put forward here. So you've admitted live on air, you certainly admitted to me in the past, that you had a tendency for shoplifting in this country.
Well, that's not true.
No, you did. You said you used to...
Well, we've all done it, haven't we? Everybody does
No, I've never done it.
Oh, really?
I've never done it.
You've never stolen anything in your life?
Not at all. And I've certainly never stolen Mars bars from confectioners.
What about the Red Diesel episode?
No, that was nothing to do with it. That was a business transaction of which I was
unaware. What
about
the Corona that you stole off the back of the Corona lorry?
That was to help the flow of Corona pop into underprivileged households.
I see.
But I'm going to put it to you that you actually didn't pay for your copy of Dark Side of the Moon.
I can't remember, to be honest.
No, you didn't, did you? No, you've told me before when you've had a drink.
Look,
we've been in bars on 2nd and 3rd Avenue.
The problem was, right?
And they have great jukeboxes, and I remember records from Dark Side of the Moon coming on, and you regaling the bar with the story that at 15, as a schoolboy in America, an English schoolboy with English standards, you went into a department store and you, because I'm outraged at the way that you've let your country down, and you actually lifted a copy of Dark Side of the Moon without paying for it. Is that true?
Well, it's partially correct.
There you go.
It's partially correct. Here's the thing.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of money.
Why do I work with you?
Well, because presumably you feel a great affinity with somebody who's been dishonest in the past.
My God.
But, everybody has a period of their life when they do a bit of that kind of thing.
Oh, not me. I've never stolen anything.
You've just explained the Corona lorry, the Red Diesel.
No, I didn't go into shops and steal Mars bars. I didn't steal LPs.
I don't give you a hard time because you were young.
But you didn't steal just one LP, did you?
Well, the thing is, right, it was near the end of the trip, and I was trying to find presents to bring people back.
Yes.
And I didn't have any money, because my money that I'd taken with me... well, that's not true, actually. I have money now.
In those days,
In those days, no, I was 15.
Yeah, exactly.
I took $100. I was there for a month.
Right.
So, I mean, you can imagine...
What did you spend $100 on?
Well, I bought my sister a baseball glove, which cost $80, right?
Well, you're mad to pay.
Well, because she wanted one. She said she wanted one, and she was my only sister. So, so very quickly, I ran out of money.
Right.
And so the only thing I could do to bring presents back for other people was basically to nick stuff.
So this is an open admission now that you acquired it by theft.
I'm afraid so. Yeah, I regret it now. Know that it was wrong. I know that it was wrong. But the thing is, it was easy to do because, of course, in record shops in this country, you had to take the sleeve up to the guy at the back,
who put a record
and he put the record in it.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do it here. I was amazed to discover that in American supermarkets they were all wrapped in sort of cellophane.
Yeah.
And you could pick up the record. And the record with the record sleeve, and the record was in it.
Well, what about your conscience about I'm not paying for this, I'm stealing it?
Well, I didn't really think about it in that sense.
No, you didn't have a conscience. No,
you
still haven't.
No,
you still haven't.
Really. What I was thinking was more, how can I get a nice record that I can give as a present to members of my family?
Accused you of alley cat behaviour, and this is absolutely blanket evidence.
It's schoolboy stuff.
Schoolboy stuff.
It's schoolboy stuff. And if you are going to sit there and tell me that as a schoolboy you never pinched anything,
I didn't.
I don't believe you.
I was too frightened of being found out. I was too frightened my parents would say.
Yeah, that's you all over.
Too frightened of what the school would say. Frightened for my own reputation and my own moral standing. My own moral standing.
You don't have any moral standing.
My relationship with the Almighty and being branded a thief would have been. To me, I'd have thrown myself off the bridge over the River Dee or something if I'd have been found stealing.
Well, that shows you what an unstable character you are.
No, not at all.
I don't believe that in any way, shape or form it was a terrible crime.
Absolutely despicable.
Frankly speaking, I don't feel that it's worth dwelling on.
Talking about bands, by the way, there's a programme coming out
I've got a Led
soon.
Zeppelin album as well, by the way.
Oh, you nicked a Led Zeppelin album as well. It's disgusting, honestly. We must move on because the audience will be horrified. There's somebody called Darren Gough, but it's not the Darren Gough.
No.
It's a, what do you call these accounts?
Fake.
Parody account. Yeah, fake account. It says, porky lad.
Why are you reading out fake accounts?
Well, because they're trying to imitate Darren Gough.
All right.
It says, the name Pink Floyd came from two old blues singers, But Sid Barrett liked Pink Anderson and Floyd Council.
Okay. Well, that's Sid Barrett. He was a sort of founding member of the band. How about this from Graham?
Well, he didn't last the course, though, did he?
No, he didn't. No.
So when they became mega famous...
he had a bit of a bad episode and kind of had to leave the band.
I see, yes.
Drug-related. Last week...